Another major sequence where they could have added something really cool. The whole, you know what I'm talking about. People have been ragging on this too. The Raftar thing in Han Solo's ship, like when he basically uses his tractor beam, he gets the Falcon. They're in there. Then you have these two like smuggling groups show up in there, and then Daisy Ridley releases those creatures, and that just that whole sequence there. That did not feel like Star Wars at all. And that sequence, they could have fixed that better. How? Why not this? Think about it like this. I'm just thinking about it right now. And you're telling me that people in Disney and J.J. Abrams couldn't think of a better way to do that? How about this? They're in their ship. Han Solo's like, oh, we got two fighters incoming or something like that. He could have said, well, I know those ships. He could have said something like that. And like, we're never going to beat him in this ship, this hunk of junk, or they're in some big giant freighter thing or cargo ship. So they get in the fucking Millennium Falcon, and there's some kind of chase sequence from those ships or something. Give us something like that. Give us a Star Wars sequence. Why not do something like that? Something else they could have done there. Or had... It's almost like those guys just get on their ship. They just show up. And it's just like stupid. I don't know. That just doesn't make sense to me, how they handled that. It was just kind of dumb. I mean, of course, what they had to do, what they were trying to do to make the story work, was find a way to get them on the Millennium Falcon and just go on the Millennium Falcon, fly away. Well, they could have done it like that. That's another way to do it that would have been better. Instead of having some stupid creature things come out like that. Even though that did have one funny moment I liked a lot, when the one creature grabbed Finn and she closes the door on it, cuts off the tentacle. Then Finn's like, oh, the door just shut. And she goes, that was lucky. That was funny. When she said that, I laughed. That was a good moment. But, no, they could have fixed that by making something else happen. I mean, even though my suggestion might not work right, but that's a way you could have done it. That would have been better. Another thing that kind of surprises me, though, people are not complaining that this is like A New Hope or Star Wars. I hate when I have to say A New Hope because that's what people now refer to it as. It's like I said, when I grew up, man, we did not call it A New Hope. That title was like not even a part of the movie, really. It was just Star Wars. But I can't believe people really are not. Some people are, though, out there. They're saying this is just, come on, what are they doing? This is not. They did not need to remake that first Star Wars movie. And what they did, they remade it kind of, but they remade it poorly is what they did. Only thing that I do think they got right, like I said, they got Rey. I liked her character, where she went from beginning to end. That was cool. And the supporting characters were there for her. That's what they were there for. You had Finn and Poe. They're there. That worked, I thought. And I do look forward to seeing what happens in the next movie. I think the next movie will be better because they got the first one out of the way. And then they have a better director coming in, at Rian Johnson. It's going to be a more edgy movie, I think, and I think it will be better. But then the problem is, for Episode 9, they're bringing in Jurassic World director, Colin Trevorrow. So you're going to get a pretty much a happy ending. That's what you're going to get from that guy. You're not going to get an edgy movie from that guy. Other little tidbits I'll touch on, though. That said, of course, the movie took no risks. And how about this, too? Security cameras in Star Wars. That whole Raftar sequence. She's looking at security cameras. It didn't feel like Star Wars. How many Star Wars movies in the originals had security cameras? They had none. I can't think of any. Didn't have security cameras. Only in the prequels, in Revenge of the Sith, you have, security hologram. But not security cameras on their ship. That was kind of weird. Another thing the movie didn't do, too, it didn't stop to really let the characters talk too much about themselves or things. You didn't get a sense, like, the passage of time from Jedi to this one, it's like it wasn't covered. It just jumped in too quickly. It's almost like, I mean, if this movie, say the prequels never came out, I'd feel disappointed that I didn't get to see. Why not show us the New Republic? Show us why do you have to have Leia in some resistance? Why can't she be in? I mean, they're one of the reasons there is a New Republic. I mean, maybe why make them the Resistance? Why not make them part of the New Republic, and then you have the First Order trying to change things? That's why not? It makes no sense to me why the New Republic is separate from the Resistance. The way they did that, that's just kind of weird. It's almost like you're making, just like the first Star Wars. The rebels were on their own separate base, separate planet. Then you got, of course, the Empire is the Empire, but there's no other Republic, but they're separate. So that's what they were trying to do with this one. Oh, the Resistance is not a part of any other entities. They're not part of any other thing, so we put them on another planet separately. Of course, let's put them on a planet that looks almost just like the other one, Yavin, whatever, the first Star Wars. A green planet, lush, whatever. It just kind of looks the same. Another thing they didn't do, they didn't even show any part of the world. This movie actually felt very claustrophobic. It didn't show many wide shots of the planets and different... You got really no sense of your surroundings in this movie. Like, even in the first original Star Wars, they showed some wide shot of kind of... You got a sense of the world you were on, the Rebel base was. You got a little bit of sense of what that was. And like they showed one shot pretty much of the New Republic, the planet when the Starkiller base blew it up. It felt, the movie to me, it just felt really rushed. It didn't feel big. It really didn't. It felt small, which is not, I don't call that a problem, but I mean, for waiting 30 years for a sequel to the best trilogy ever made, it's like, this is what they came up with. I mean, you can see why they hired J.J. Abrams, to make it audience friendly, fan friendly. That's really what it was. And Lucas said that. It's like, yeah, it's for the fans. It's like a fan film, really, is what it is. I'm sorry, as a moviegoer who wants something different and wants something more, I wanted something different. I mean, it's stupid. The reason Luke left, too, is stupid. Oh, Luke left because, he couldn't train Kylo Ren properly, so he's just going to leave. He's just going to take off. Stupid. Then you left a map. Oh, this is another dumb thing. I'm sorry, I hate to say this, but this is a stupid thing. Okay, part of the map's in R2, right? Okay, we think it could. Of course, the Resistance and Leia, they're like, we think it could be there, right? Or maybe C-3PO said that. Okay, how did this happen then? How did the First Order get the same part of the map that R2 has? If you listen carefully, Kylo Ren says that. We have this one part of the map, but we need that other part. How the fuck did they get that part? It's not explained. That's just stupid. They don't explain certain things that they easily could have. Like Maz Kanata. I think, didn't Han ask her, where'd you get this thing, the lightsaber? That is a story for another time. Fuck you. Tell me now. That's what I would have said, Han Solo. Like, what do you mean a story for another time? Tell me, how the fuck did you get it? It only take you 10 seconds to tell me. Oh, we got it from a so-and-so off Bespin, or the planet, or just say where you got it. God, why is that a big mystery? Are they going to bring it up later in another movie? Like, who cares? Like, it's just stupid. And if Maz Kanata turns out she knows things, like she didn't reveal to Daisy Ridley and all this stuff, why the fuck didn't you tell her? I mean, how do you... It's like characters, what they do is they hold back certain things that they might... That's going to be revealed later in the movie for conveniences of the story. That's really what it is. I mean, you look back at the first Star Wars, like, why didn't Obi-Wan tell Luke that Vader's the father? Well, originally because Lucas didn't even know that's what he was going to do in the first place. Until later. But if you're going to do it, if you don't pretend that Lucas actually did know when he made Star Wars that Vader was Luke's father. Why didn't you just fucking tell him? Of course you could think we didn't tell him because he wanted to make sure Luke followed the path of the light side of the Force, he wouldn't get tempted, and that he would face Vader. So yeah, that makes sense in that part of it, though. So when you look at Return of the Jedi, he had the whole speech. What I told you was true from a certain point of view. That whole line of dialogue there was pretty stupid. It was like, come on. It's like you're just talking out of your ass now. You should have said what I told you was true, maybe, but I didn't really know then. I didn't know he was your father because George didn't write that in the script, so that's why I didn't tell you. Which is it's really the real case. Another kind of stupid thing when you think about it. Okay, Starkiller Base is it based off is it in a planet actually? I think they said it was. It's in a planet, right? Okay, don't planets need a sun to orbit, to stay afloat or stay active, alive? If the sun went away right now, we would all die. So, how does that planet survive then? Okay, they sucked the power of one sun, obviously, to shoot down the 5 fucking planets of the New Republic, right? So, and then they suck another sun. So is there like another sun out there that they're actually using to stay alive? I don't know. I mean, of course, the original Death Star, it could fly, it could move on its own. And that's another thing you could rag on Star Wars about. I mean, could that Death Star go into light speed? Of course, they never showed that. It looks like it flies really, really slow. So when Millennium Falcon got off the Death Star, they used light speed to get to where they had to go, to the Rebel base. I mean, it could have taken the Death Star literally 3 or 4 years to get there, to try to use their own weapon against the Rebel base. Who knows? I mean, think about it. If that thing can't go in light speed, that's how long it would take them, maybe, or longer. That's just something to think about that few people mention, though. So no movie's perfect. There's always something about it you can find that doesn't make any sense. It's like the rebels in Star Wars. Like, hey, we have the Death Star approaching. Don't you think we should evacuate this planet? Because what if our X-Wing pilots don't actually succeed? We're going to be blown up. So let's maybe get the hell out of here. That's what I would have thought. But no, they don't, But that's done because it creates drama. That's why it's done. Another thing, too, the original ending, the ending of the original Star Wars is just done so great. It's like that's what we call audience involvement, audience pleasing ending. That's a rousing ending right there. It has drama, the tension's there. That's what a movie should be like. And then, like The Force Awakens didn't have any of that. There was no urgency really going on there. I mean, there could have been. The weapon's almost ready to fire. Poe could be in there. Take that one shot. And what if this happened? We all know Leia. Maybe she reached out to Poe Dameron using the Force or something like that, or she guided him or something. She's on her planet, yeah, but she could. I mean, Han Solo obviously doesn't have the Force, but she could feel when he died. Maybe that's part of her power. She could reach out to Poe Dameron and help guide him to make that lucky shot or something. You could have done something better. If you're going to use a Death Star like that, you could have done something better. I mean, the ending just was so boring. That ending of the space battle, that was the worst part of the movie for me. The only thing that was really good was, the Daisy Ridley part, the lightsaber part at the end, which was still, the fighting there was nothing great. Think about it, too, though. All the shots landed were grazing blows. Why the fuck didn't Kylo Ren just stab Finn? Cut him in half. He sliced his back and he went down. He's alive. Then Daisy Ridley takes pot shots at Kylo Ren, hits him in the shoulder, hits him in the waist somewhere. You don't really see where he gets hit. Then, she slices him, but it looks like it grazed his face. If you look at the ending, his face looks like it has a gash on it or something. But no, she couldn't kill him. It's like these are little things like that. They did that because we can't kill them because we need them for the next movie. That's why we did that.